go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Doors and Deities presented by Table Quests. My name is Drew. I am your Dungeon Master for this evening, as well as all other evenings here on the preeminent Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition live stream on Twitch on Wednesday nights at 7:30 Eastern Time. There are no other ones, don't go check. It's just this one, so you're stuck here. I am joined, as I always am, by John.
Hello.
By Kendra. By Kat.
Hello.
And for some reason, always last, but never the least, Walt. Where was I? Yes. If you like what you see here today, be sure to check us out on other social media apparati. Or is it just apparatus? Is that the plural? I don't know. Our other social media pages, which you can find in the description. We have a bot set up that shoots everything into the chat. If you do, I think it's !socials. That will show the link tree, if I'm not mistaken. I think Kendra's doing that now. So you can find a bunch of our stuff there. It's been newly updated with everything. You can find us directly on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, etc., etc. Join us in the Discord, which you can also pop up somewhere in the chat now. Technology, who's to say? And come support us over there. Have a good time. Hang out. Watch people melt down over whether or not changelings' brains stay in their heads all the time or they can move them around. All kinds of fun stuff like that you can only get exclusive content over in the Discord. And like I said, other socials as well. If you really, really like what you see here, you can support us directly on here. You can shoot us a subscription. That would be greatly appreciated. If you have Amazon Prime, of course, you have a free one that comes with that. So get that set up if you haven't, and if you just want to shoot that our way, that would be lovely. And then it even gives you alerts whether you want to re-up it every month, which we would prefer if you did that. I think that's the whole spiel for that. Special thanks, as always, to Syrinscape for the use of their audio sound library for all of the noises and music, etc., that isn't coming from us. My dogs, the motorcycles outside of Walt's house. Is there anything else we decided on? McDonald's deliveries. Syrinscape does not do those. Although that was just one time, and eventually it will stop being funny. Or any of the various angelic beings shedding all of the light behind Cat. None of, although I'm pretty sure you can get angelic noises on Syrinscape. You can get just about everything there. So check that out. Thanks as well to Animated Dungeon Maps on Patreon for the battle maps. Nice, pretty animated 3, well, I guess 2.5D. They're not really 3D. They don't come out of your computer, but they are 3D styled, very well detailed battle maps, and just don't have to be battle maps, I guess. They can be just maps that you can use. It's great. So check that out over patreon.com/animated dungeon maps. Does anyone have anything they would like to say? Any shout outs, corrections? As Walt goes black for a second. Interesting
Pray
things
for
to
us.
say that happened to them this week. I got my lovely leather-bound copy of Warbreaker from Dragonsteel Books. So thank you very much to Brandon Sanderson and the people over at Dragonsteel Books. They're not paying me for this. I paid them for this. But it's fantastic. It gives me more ammunition to hurt Lyra. So I get a lot of that. So thank you to them for that. How is everyone else doing? Anything they'd like to say? Speak now or hold your peace until next week until I ask the same question.
Is it too late for just like a happy fun time campaign?
No, that's in the cards still. You guys could do that if you wanted. So, it's really up to you. Why did the music stop
Submitting
working?
my request now.
Yeah, seconded.
I mean, you could give that to me as a birthday gift. That would make me
You're
very
already
happy.
getting your birthday gift.
Well, I wasn't informed of that.
Yeah, you're doing that thing that we're doing at some point.
Oh yeah.
Cough. Special stuff going on also on the channel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're so good at this.
Hey, it's all organic. It feels natural, connects with the viewers, right, guys? Right?
Yeah, would.
I think if that's everything, and the music just decides to work consistently, and it's being difficult.
What's this? Technical difficulties?
No, why would you say that? It's fine. Everything's fine. It may not be working, but it's eventually going to start working. I said it's eventually going to start working.
Well, in the ultimate technical difficulty, while trying to set up 3 new nice curved monitors, I decided to drop my entire setup on top of myself, which is why we were 10 minutes late. My fault today.
I'm sure that's fine.
Not a bad omen at all.
No. Well, at least I've got things working again, so.
While that is loading, there we go. Please stay on now for an extended period of time. Last week, we picked things up with Amnail and Tempest exiting their the ritual casting to kind of calm themselves down, recenter things, and move forward. Both Deziel and the professor were gone. Eventually the professor returned, telling them that he was searching for Lyra's body, that Deziel had gone to attend the third hand meeting across town with Ermos, and thus he did not know exactly where he was. Professor left again. Shortly thereafter, the Amnail found the notes and the results of the legend lore spell that the professor had cast previously to figure out what Lyra's sword was, and relayed that information to Tempest. The two decided to go to the stone gargoyle to try to find Deziel. They couldn't, although Amnail noticed that there was a heavier guard presence in the streets of the city on the way out. I returned back and received another communication from Nestor, informing them that Andreas Parland was in Garbett now, sort of flashing his power around the assembled archmages, and that it was becoming a problem, and that ideally the party needed to get there with haste. Not with the spell haste, although I'm sure that wouldn't hurt, but quickly. Meanwhile, Deziel, having left the professor's home, met with Ermos in the somewhat half-hearted guise of Lyra. His morosity, I don't think that's a word, making it difficult to drum up the enough cheery naivete, shall we say. He spoke to Ermos about what had happened to Lyra, and what they were now doing, and then the two of them left for the meeting, finding an entrance to an underground tavern, where there were a number of other bits of the criminal underground gathered to hear from the representative of the Third Hand. Deziel found out from his resummoned friend Eddie that Lyra is not buried exactly, and is also
She doesn't
most
have
likely
dirt on her, at least.
exactly. She has not been buried in dirt, and she's probably on this plane somewhere. Is the in as much as a spider is able to communicate, that seems to be the case. Beyond that, the two of them waited, and when it seemed like, or after a while, it seemed like something was off with the meeting was supposed to be started and wasn't. A messenger from the Third Hand's representative gave the message that the meeting had been compromised, and thus the meeting was off. At that point, two cloaked and hooded individuals from a side table stood up, cast some kind of magical incantation, and enveloped two tables in a flash of white light. And so we are going to jump back there as the music is spasming again, but that's fine. I don't need that music anymore. I need this music. Please. Not what I asked for.
It's very explosive table music.
It's very... Oh, no, it started working. Okay. Deziel, what you have seen in the last few moments, it's going to get to the good bit. These individuals stand up, casting their spell and erupting two of the tables nearest them across the room from you. In a flash of light, the people at the tables sort of fly back and fall to the floor, motionless. You're gonna head over to this map, which you should all be able to see now. Yes? Any disagreements? Lovely. As you can see, Deziel, you are here at the bottom, along with Ermos to your right, who quickly pulls up his hood as things start to unravel here.
I'm refreshing
two individuals.
For me.
That's not fantastic. For everyone else for the stream, the two that cast the spell are now standing, and moving into the room are the two with the little blue circles on them there. Is everything clear?
Kendra and whatnot, do you all see a map?
I do. Did you update?
I did update. I see a grid and a bunch of people on a blank.
All right.
Sometimes you have to zoom in or out.
It should load in just a second. Is it loading in? I suppose not. While he's working on that, I need to go grab my laptop charger. My laptop is dying. 10 seconds.
There it is.
Okay, so while the DM is gone, I have a theory about where I am, guys. Stick with me, okay? I think my soul, on the way to being sucked into wherever dead souls go, right? I think ended up in the Feywild.
In the Feywild?
Yeah, I think my soul accidentally, through one of the tears in the veil, was just sucked into the Feywild. I don't know what to do with this information.
He could make a tear. He could make a tear with the sword, right?
Oh my god, what if my sword's last act was to like send me to the Feywild instead of like killing me?
Or send you
outright?
somewhere.
Aww.
That would be very cute.
Hey John, can you turn down
I-
the background music?
I turned down the music, and now I'm waiting for this.
Okay, let us know if
The,
we need
the
to
V20 map
All right.
in sounds to quiet down a little bit.
It needs to be turned down more.
The music itself does.
Here, I can turn it down a little bit on my end.
Or the
It's
background.
whatever
Yeah,
the
it's probably
noise on the map is. Maybe just mute
Yeah.
the map tab.
Yeah,
Can you
if
mute the tab,
you can
John?
do that, if not, just knock Chrome down in your volume mixer.
All right, I got it muted. It's all good.
Lovely. Lovely. Should be good for everybody.
Okay, let us know if the combat sounds come back up and they're
Yes.
too loud, but it should be muted.
I muted this site, so it should be fine.
Okay,
Much
yeah,
better,
that should be no
okay.
problem then. And then if we could switch to the combat overlay? Map overlay, I guess, not necessarily combat.
I don't know, you seem to be really pushing us towards fighting this week. Calling it battle maps, battle overlay, combat overlay. I'm starting to get the hint that we might be fighting this week.
That depends on you guys.
There we go.
If we slaughter the students, we don't have to worry about where we're going to take them.
Let's just throw Andrew at them and call it a day.
You guys are the worst. All right.
Lawful
Lovely.
good.
All right. Not for long. Anyway, all right. Everyone can see. Yes. Lovely. So the individuals that would be around this area at these tables have collapsed to the ground, dead. These two here at the top, the two with the blue circles, still with hoods and masks covering their faces, start to step forward, their hands beginning to glow with magical blue light, as absolute bedlam breaks out, obviously, within the tavern. Most people are scrambling towards the doors. The Dragonborn in these was gambling at the table, has stood up and began to draw a silvery greatsword, starting to step forward, shouting. What is Deziel doing?
Do I recognize the spell that they cast to blow up things?
You can make an Arcana check. Don't even know why I asked. You recognize it, not so much as a singular spell, but more of something that divination wizards in particular are capable of, where they can produce something like an overwhelming of knowledge in a concentrated space, bringing it into the world as a kind of explosive energy that can deal damage in an enclosed space of approximately 10 feet.
Is this something that it takes a particularly powerful divination wizard to do, or just kind of a middling?
Generally middling. The strength of it is determined by the knowledge that the wizard holds, and this appeared to have killed a number of people already.
Gotcha. So, with my Arcana, like, these guys seem to be significantly more powerful than me.
Compared to you, probably.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna cast fireball at the corner behind them.
Wonderful. All right, so we're gonna do that and then get into initiative. Some initiative. And turn.
We never learn. We never learn. We never
would
learn.
I did not go
Really?
seeking this out.
Dang it.
Sorry, just the art of
I'm just
distraction.
being facetious.
I didn't say what I was doing after that.
I mean, there's nothing more distracted than a goddamn explosion. I'll give you that.
It worked for them.
That's the ultimate. Look over there.
Excellent initiative.
Oof. Really going all or nothing on there.
Absolutely.
All right.
He gets distracted by his own fireball.
It's yours. It's yours. There's yours. Goodness gracious. Rolled a 5, a 1, and a 7.
Ooh.
That's just great. And then for them... and of course the people running away get the highest. Okay.
Where is the door to this place?
The door that you guys came in is up in the top right.
Okay.
You notice there's another down in the bottom right that looks like it would correspond to another building next to the one you guys entered, like just spatially working it out. But you came in this one up here. As have everything in here. Let's get this all updated. Yours is not 11. Why would it show up as 11? Yours is 3. Naturally. Because that's just the way things end up for me. Yours is that. Because again, that's just how things go. That for you. That for you. Okay. And then the magic number. Numerically descending. It's beautiful. Alright, yes. So everyone else, basically, in the tavern is just moving away. They are all moving towards the door, basically as fast as they can. And will be disappearing, it seems, shortly, unless something happens here. After, we never did stuff for the fireball. That's right. Before that happens, Deziel pops a fireball behind them, and so they need to make, that is, dexterity saves.
Yes. So, I guess first I look at Hermos, and I ask, friends of yours, as I pull out my little bat guano.
What do you think?
And I throw them a nice little fireball, because who needs that third level spell? Dex save of 15 to avoid, or for half. Yeah.
All right. The first one succeeds. The second fails. So they take, what is that?
34.
Math.
17 and 34.
17 otherwise. Yeah. 17. He succeeds. And he fails. Yeah, that erupts behind them, shattering their table into just burning splinters. And yeah, you see one of them kind of quickly wraps his cloak around him, shielding from the force of the explosion and the flying bits of wood. The other is kind of caught off guard and staggers forward. You see his cloak is kind of burning still and smoldering. There's a large cut along his side, where a jagged piece of wood has just scraped across him. And so, yeah, they both turn to look at you, as presumably the one who had done that. And it is Ermos' turn.
That guy. He did it.
Whoa!
He did it.
It was him! Love it, love it. He is going to... You see him pull out 2 daggers from his belt, and fling one at each of the 2. And wow. Okay, so those both hit, as they're both distracted, and yeah, you see one kind of scrape along the injured side of the first, and then another embeds itself in the leg of the second. And Ermos looks at you. Fight or flee?
Just.
All right. And so he is just going to slide back behind these stairs, and it is your turn.
Sorry, I've never used this thing before. All right. So he's headed towards the door. So there's a door up top and a door in the bottom.
Yes. Door here at the top, door here at the bottom. Everyone else, he just slid kind of behind the staircase and is kind of ducks down behind it. The others in the tavern are all pushing towards the door. Either of the doors.
All right. And this dragonborn fellow looks like he's about to fight them.
Looks like it.
All right. I will slide over next to the dragonborn fellow and kind of look at, we got this. And I will cast a fire bolt at the one who looks the most damaged.
All right. So the one up at the top here with the black hood. Go ahead and make that attack.
Crit to hit, I guess.
Ooh!
Do crits impact damage for these things? I guess we're about to find
For
out. Yep.
It does.
Yeah.
Apparently it does. 26 damage.
Oh. Yeah.
Ooh.
26. All right. He's starting to look pretty ragged as this ball of fire, or bolt of fire, slams into his chest and just ignites the front of his clothes. Not looking fantastic.
Is that the top one? Like the one in black or the
Top
one in
one,
yellow? Okay.
One in black.
All right. I will use my bonus action to reach out and attempt to pull him towards my new dragonborn friend.
All right, go for it. Or that's a saving throw, isn't
That
it?
is a saving throw of, I think, 15.
All righty.
Shove a creature with your mind. Yes, 15 strength. Strength.
In the strength.
Yes.
Oof. Okay, so initially, you see that you activate this, and you reach out with your mind and yank him towards you, and you see his body acquiesce, and then as he does, it's almost as if the world kind of splits into several different images of itself, where you see several different possibilities. diverge from one another at a point. You see one where he is pulled towards you, one where and then several where he holds steadfast, one where he just completely falls on his face. You see his eyes glowing blue, and he looks around, and the world kind of shudders towards another of the possibilities, where he resists your hold.
So
he uses one of his portents.
So I assume that counts as like he has now made the roll. His portent is used.
Yes.
Silvery barbs.
You're the worst.
I say, I know this.
Yep, that time he fails. Thanks for wasting my great description.
I loved it. I was busy reading the description for silvery bars as you did.
You sly dog, you caught me monologuing. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, he failed that time again. Goodness.
I go, and I give myself advantage, and then I will finish moving. Yes. Over here. And that is my turn.
All right, great.
Oh, he is pulled 5 feet down.
He's
and
pulled 5 feet this way.
Yeah, that works too.
All right, so it is the wizard in yellow's turn. As he flares out his hand, 2 blue bolts of light, like stars, kind of trail upward for a moment and then streak out, one towards you, one towards the Dragonborn. Where did the stat blocks go? There they go. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
Look, you have shield, so I never know.
True. It would still.
No, you.
It would still.
Not that you can use it.
Yeah.
All right. And the first one of the Dragonborn's a natural 1. I need to reload. Roll 20. It's getting ridiculous. So you watch the Dragonborn just bat the light away with his sword, really like a baseball bat. Just smacks it up into the ceiling where it flares against the wood. However, the other streaks towards you and flares just in front of your face, searing your eyes for 19 points of radiant damage. That rolled exceptionally well. And he kind of circles around here, swinging towards the other side of the room. Why would you go over there? There you are. And it is the Dragonborn's turn. He plants his feet and begins stepping towards the individual here. And gets into melee range and is going to make a couple hacks at him. And a hit and a miss. So you see the first swing scrapes across the wizard's collarbone. And he kind of grunt, is able to step lithely backwards to avoid the second swipe. The Dragonborn hisses, and it is his turn. As you see 2 more flares. Okay. You feel the hair on your neck start to stand up as there's a static charge in the air. You hear a flicker of lightning and then a crash of thunder within the room against the Dragonborn's chest. I really should have had this pulled up beforehand. Where'd it go? There's lightning bolt. Dex save. No, definitely not. As a bolt of lightning just cracks the breastplate of his armor and sends him reeling backwards, looking a great deal injured. Why did that shoot public for everybody? That's weird. I wondered why you were all reacting so strongly. Anyway, that's fine. And I need to make some rolls for them. So where did they get that back?
Yeah, glad that was single target. I saw that number. I was about to say, Lyra, I'm coming.
I mean, it is single target because he didn't aim correctly. Because Jesus, oh my God! Because like, what was the line that he took? Like, what's the direction of the line?
Realistically, no line. It's just straight ahead.
Okay. Because 100 feet, this room is not longer than 100 feet, so like it would definitely
Right, but
get
as soon as
more
it hits that target,
Yeah. Jesus.
This is
Drew,
just
how about you chill, bro? How about you chill? That seems like an option.
What if instead I didn't?
Oh my God.
As the others get up the stairs, or out, and yes, you are out of here. You are all out the room. You are all out the room. Lovely. So they are gone. The only ones who rolled decently in initiative were the people running away. You see both of the wizards, their faces kind of scrunch up in frustration that they have been inconvenienced like this. But it's now Ermos' turn. He's got... He decides he thinks he's in a lovely position. He's going to throw a couple more daggers. And one of them hits on the wizard on the bottom. Oof. And again, rolls horribly on the damage, but did damage. As another dagger sinks into his forearm. Deziel, your turn.
Thrown weapons are strength, is that correct?
What's that? What kind of weapons?
Thrown weapons?
Improvised weapons, yes.
Like a javelin?
It depends.
Oh, a javelin. A
Yeah.
javelin, I believe, is strength.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't have what defines if it's strength or dexterity is the finesse property.
Gotcha.
Like a dagger is a finesse thrown weapon, whilst the javelin or a light hammer is a non-finesse thrown, so it uses strength.
Yep,
Gotcha.
correct.
Okay. And the Dragonborn doesn't block my ability to firebolt the wizard, does he? I can move. That's fine. Yes.
I don't think so.
I'll move. So the guy fighting the Dragonborn just did a lot of damage, but he's looking pretty hurt, correct?
Yeah.
All right. I'll move 10 feet over and shoot another firebolt at that guy, since fire seems to like him.
All right.
Oof.
Ooh, does not hit.
Yeah, I'm not going to use my reaction on that one. Yeah, I will keep swinging around, and I will attempt to bonus action push Mr. Yellow Guy 5 feet away from me as I run past.
All right.
Strength save of 15.
Indeed. Nope. Believe it or not, they're wizards. They're not very strong.
I know, right?
And he is shoved away. No problem.
I say to Eremos, okay, your turn.
Actually, it's Yellow's turn. And you guys just put yourself in
Yep.
bunched right up there.
Yep.
He looks towards you and starts whispering. White light curls around his arms. And right next to the both of you...
Is this another non-spell spell?
Yep. The same white flash of light
Okay.
bursts out. And you are awash with just what feels like pure information being blasted into your mind all at once. So make me a wisdom saving throw. Okay, almost fails. All right, lovely. So 16 does succeed. Oh, bother, it doesn't have a straight roll. Okay. Right, you're going to take 15 points of, what is that? Psychic damage, correct? As you only take half. Eremos, you see, just snap his head back and is just kind of locked for a moment. He is stunned, taking the full brunt of that. As the Dragonborn, looking not fantastic, although you see he grips his sword tighter, and you see it start to glow a furious cobalt blue. Come on, please load. Just so I've got this correct. Okay, not that. That's what I wanted. And he cuts again twice at the wizard. And one of those hits. And with the extra... kills the wizard. So the first swing, he feints at the head, the wizard ducks, and then just bears the sword down. You hear a crunch of the wizard's knee just being destroyed. And then the second swing, an uppercut across his head, knocking him to the ground. And then the Dragonborn turns towards the remaining wizard. And just levels his sword towards him. It is Eremos' turn, and he can't do anything except make a Constitution saving throw. Because he is stunned. Yay! He does not succeed. Do you see him, like, bring his head down, cover his eyes, and just try and shake away the afterimage? It's your turn.
All right. I just bought some healing potions recently, didn't I?
I believe so.
Okay, I was looking through my inventory. All right. Oh, well, fuck this guy. I step forward where I can get a view of that other corner behind him. and I pull out this little amber gem, and I focus on it, and I hold it out, and I cast another fireball at the other corner.
So over here?
Yes.
All right, excellent. So, of course, a dexterity saving throw. That he succeeds.
So
The 21. So we'll take, that's 12.
12. And then I will... That door is open, right? The door outside?
Yep.
Does Ermos seem to have shaken himself out of whatever stupor he was in?
No.
What does it take to, like, can you smack somebody to... It takes an action, I guess, to break them out of being
Yeah.
stunned. Okay. I lean over, I tell him, I'll be back, I promise. And I step out, I head outside the door.
Okay.
So I step
So
out.
you are back into the short corridor before the stairs that lead up back into the building.
I just go right outside the door to put a wall between me and Wizard Fellow, and as a bonus action, I will drink one of my healing potions.
Okay.
Because I have 4 hit points.
That's not very many.
No.
Ooh, okay.
All
He
right.
has 14 hit points.
14 hit points. All right. And that's all of my turn.
Okay, so you now do not have line of sight
Correct.
of what happens next. Just make a perception check to see how well you hear what's going on in there. Okay, so what you hear is the sound of the sort of magic bolts, that it's similar to like a warped shattering of glass, and then you hear several grunts and cries in the next little bit before your turn. And we are back around to your turn. So you hear magic being cast, angry yells.
Does it sound like actual magic spells being cast?
Possibly. Who's to say? You rolled a 9.
Fair enough. All right. I 5-foot step into the doorway. I look.
All right. You see Ermos ducked behind, appearing to have recovered his wits. The wizard a good bit closer, heading your way. The Dragonborn is dead.
I'll attempt to firebolt the wizard. Seems to be working for me somewhat.
Go for it.
Is that hit?
A 20? That does. However, as you do so, you again see the potentialities splitting out and then reforming into one where the wizard deftly ducks underneath.
Like a shield spell? This isn't a saving throw.
No, but to where you are not quite able to hit him. As though he had replaced your roll with a much lower roll.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
Divination wizards.
Yeah. I'll try and pull him closer to Ermos. Bonus action. Come here.
Strength save, really abusing that for the wizards. How dare you? And again, lower than a 10. They have not rolled above a 10 on that. Once. And yeah, is he yanked 5 feet closer?
And then I step right outside the doorway again.
Okay. Make another perception check.
Should drop Eddie off. Hey Eddie, what's going on in there? Yes, exactly as perceptive as I was before.
Nothing has changed. I mean, except that people are closer to the door. So you hear a little bit more, and it would be very hard not to hear the crash of lightning coming from directly outside the door. And you hear Ermos cry out, and then is silent.
Here's my turn.
It is.
I step into the doorway.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ermos is crumpled on the ground, is smoldering from the strike of lightning. And the wizard stands just looking towards the door, making eye contact with you as you walk in.
Does he look like he's taken much damage?
Not particularly.
I get right next to him. Shove. Bonus action.
Yep. I can see where this is going. You know what I'm going to say, and then I know what you're going to say. So let's just get it over with.
Silver
that-
barbs.
Yep. Fails again. So he splits. You see that the scenario split. He forms. Things reform, snap back, and then you pull the threads of time backwards half a second, keeping him locked in position, and then shoved backwards. The look of shock on his face as he starts to fall down the well.
It's not your time.
Let me just do some math real quick. So you will have a second. So we're kind of displaced from initiative at the moment.
Okay. When I was, which I've spent a couple of actions right next to that well or whatever it is, like, did it seem like a pretty significant drop?
It seemed pretty deep. You couldn't see the bottom from where you were.
Fair enough. Does Edermos look like he's still salvageable?
You can make a medicine check.
Would that take an action to do?
We're kind of
Okay, gotcha. All right.
separate from initiative.
All right. My wisdom is excellent. Yes. Dude
Tough to
seems.
say.
Yeah.
There might still be a pulse.
I take Lyra's bracelet back. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. I take the rest of his ring.
I want to make sure that I actually have another. Yes. I will dump a potion of healing down his throat. Let's see if it does anything.
Wow, so he rolls max for himself, and then minimum for the other guys. All right, you kind of force the liquid down his throat until eventually he kind of coughs and seems to not wake up necessarily, but to stabilize somewhat. His breathing kind of normalizes. He is now definitely breathing. Make a perception check.
I'm super wisdom
Awesome.
today.
What are you doing?
If he looks like he's all right for the moment, I'm going to step to the edge and look and listen for any. I'm going to investigate the well.
So hoping you'd say that. Roll investigation. Yes, perfect. So you peer down into the black of the well, and then first you feel a kind of ripple of air pushing up, and then a few seconds later you see streaking up, flying through the air, this wizard with a hatred in his eyes, and hovers about there. Eye level with you. We're back in initiative. At the top, it is Ermos' turn. Oh, I love this so much.
Does he look like he took any damage? Did I hear him hit the ground?
Does not look that way.
Okay.
As Ermos just staggers to his feet and looks around confused, and then starts heading for the door. And is able to get to the door with the rest of his movement. And then uses his action to dash, and he's out. He's not dealing with Flying Wizard today. Deziel, it's your turn.
So he's levitating, one would assume?
He's flying.
Flying. Like the spell fly.
Like the spell fly.
I have prepared. So I start heading towards the door, and I whisper something to Eddie, and he spits out a little bit of spider web, and from his abdomen I pull the web, and I keep throwing until it fills a 20-foot cube around the flying wizard.
Okay. What spell is that exactly?
Web. The component for which is a tiny bit of spider web.
Man, convenient to have a tiny bit of spider with you.
It is.
Is that a saving throw? What's the deal there?
Um, 20-foot.
If I recall correctly, it's X save or he's restrained.
Each creature that starts its turn in the webs or that enters them during its turn must make a dex save or be restrained as long as they remain in the webs or until they break free. If
Very
restrained,
good.
they can use their action to make a strength check against my spell save DC.
Okay. So the dex save will be at the start of his turn. Okay, and you still have some movement. Right? Some
Yes,
movement still?
I will follow Ermos out.
All right. Yep. You see him a short ways in front of you by the stairs, leaning up against a wall, like gripping at his chest, where you can see the well-defined scorch marks, and then the beginnings of small, blackened, jagged bolts, where the lightning had struck him and presumably spread through his body. Okay. You see he is kind of gasping for air.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Still not good, you.
Not too good, a little better than you, but I don't know how long he's going to be stuck there. Maybe we should go.
Good idea. As you hear the sounds of light struggle, but then the kind of ripping of thick webbing, and the rush of air, you see the doorway darken as a flying wizard's heading your way. Back up to your turn.
Yep. He's in the doorway at the moment?
Yep.
Well, then he's within 30 feet.
Yep.
I point at him and firebolt, I suppose. Well, shit. Yeah, I'm running out of stuff I can do. I have firebolt.
That does not hit.
I hold my hand out, I look at him, I pause, I look at the wall next to him, I slam the door in his face.
Okay.
And then I keep running with Ermos.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're able to make it a further 30 feet. We always end up testing the limits of these maps, don't we?
We do.
So you would have gotten with your movement. So you were about 45 feet away. You are now 75 feet away. So you are now
Okay.
up to the top of the stairs, roughly. And the kind of trapdoor sits above you. The door obviously opens, and then tearing at somewhat breakneck speed is the wizard, who then sets down roughly 25 feet beyond you, and you see two more blue bolts go out and then tunnel towards Ermos, who is standing there in the corridor. Oh no.
These
One of
are
those is a
also
match.
non-spell spell things, I assume.
Why do you ask?
Curiosity. Actually, I don't have any more third level slots, so never mind.
One of those definitely hits. Oh dear. They both sorry, as one of them hits directly into Ermos's neck, and you see his head kind of just snap inward. And you hear him grit his teeth, and then a gurgle escape his mouth, and he drops to the ground. Back up to you.
And so this guy is between me and the trapdoor, which is above him?
No, you went past Ermos.
Okay, well, I'm talking about, so this guy flew past us and landed...
No. He flew up towards you. He did not get past you.
Okay. And the trapdoor is in front of me. Basically, if I keep going...
The trapdoor
is about how far away?
If you're right in front, so it would be one square of difficult terrain to get out of the trapdoor.
Do I remember there being much outside of the trapdoor, like for hiding?
There was a good bit. Yeah, there were shelves, there were wine barrels, including those that were over top of the trapdoor before they were moved out of the way. So yes, it's a pretty full cellar. Dark as well.
All right, I will head out of the trapdoor and find somewhere to hide.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make a stealth check using your action to hide. Okay.
Is as I'm hiding. So set the scene for me. So this is a cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Like is a room, like there's a door out of the cellar, or
like to the outside, or
yes. Yeah, like
yes. So there's the door, you know, a few steps, and then the cellar doors leading up to the outside where you guys came in. There's a set of stairs along one side wall leading up into the house, or into the building. And then all around is like stuff, boxes, crates, shelves, barrels, all throughout the room.
all right.
And the room's maybe 30 feet by 30 feet.
Okay, and he
Roughly.
can't see. You can't see the door to the cellar from where he is, basically.
Oh, no.
Okay, like as I'm hiding, I will mage hand slam the cellar door closed.
Okay.
As if I ran
Very
out
good.
and closed the door behind me.
Mhm.
And then
so
I'll
you just
hide.
tuck in between two wine barrels and kind of draw your cloak up around you in the dark. As from downstairs you hear just another snapping of these arcane bolts. And then a short moment later, the wizard strides up the stairs, adjusting his gloves and just looking around. Before, just kind of scanning one way or the other, and then kind of snarls and heads towards the door. And out of the building.
As he's snarling and looking around, can I have Eddie kind of stealthily just kind of climb up onto his boot?
You can try and make a stealth check for Eddie.
Come on, buddy. I haven't lost you yet.
Let's see about that. It's not impossible.
Would Silvery Barb's advantage count on this?
I didn't give it to Eddie.
No.
Well, I tried.
I
I
appreciate
really
it.
tried.
Well, You see him kind of shake his leg quickly and then just stomp. What is Eddie's AC?
For some reason, the tab is not opening. None of my other tabs are opening. Oh, there we go. All right, Spider AC 12.
You're muted.
I didn't want to hear whatever he had to say anyway.
Yeah, well, you hear a light crunch and feel your connection to Eddie poof back into the subspatial realm that he hails from.
I just stay between the barrels.
All right. Fortunately, you're in a cellar, which is a pretty normal place to find a spider. And the wizard quickly strides out of the room and out of the cell, out through the cellar doors.
After a few seconds, I'll wait about 30 seconds to a minute or so, figuring that I know what happened in the previous room. And then I will get out of my little hiding spot and walk over to where Eddie was. I assume like there's nothing, like his remnants disappear to the Feywild, right? Or
Yes, they have flickered out.
The Shadow Realm, I think, actually. I just pull out a little copper piece and I put it down on the ground where he was, and then I go downstairs to check on Ermos.
All right. You returned. Oh, Kendra, thank you.
To clarify, that's the same one, right?
Yep, that's the same one.
Cool.
Indeed it is.
The same way?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You return to find the bleak scene you were probably expecting. Ermos on the ground in a small pool of blood. You check his pulse, and there is nothing there. There is no breathing. Ermos is dead.
We suck at this.
Yeah. I look him over for a little bit. I reach down and I take off Lyra's friendship bracelet and I put it back on. And then I decide, shit, time to be practical. I look to see if he has any healing potions, and then while I'm at it, I just decide to take anything else that is of use. Or rings, or everything, basically.
Yeah. So you take 5 different rings of different metals and of different quality. You find a coin purse with around 50 gold and change. Apart from that, make an investigation check, actually. Yeah, so you find you pull a rapier and 4 daggers concealed in various places on his person. And then you pull, as you're kind of running your hands over the lining of his cloak, you feel a bump. So you tear away the at the cloth, and you find a small notebook.
Does he have anything that seems, other than the notebook, like identifying to him, like, I don't know, something that would just remind me of Eremos, besides the rings and shit, like.
Right.
I mean, if one of the rings,
Right. Yeah. So you pull from around his neck. You pull a small silver necklace. That has that kind of opens at a latch, like a locket. And then inside is the silver etching of a tiefling. Just seems kind of a general thing, but a silver locket.
All right. Is the letter from her? I like flip through the notebook real quick. Is the letter in there?
It is.
Okay.
You note that the rest of the notebook is in a series of hashes and marks that are not legible to you. You could make, what would that be?
Thieves can't.
And yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
you would probably
I
know.
don't know thieves can.
You would recognize it as Thieves' Cant, probably.
All right.
Stuff you had seen previously, but you also know that you don't know Thieves' Cant.
All right. I don't know. I try to arrange him somewhat respectfully, and then I head out, carefully looking around before I exit the cellar.
Okay, so make a perception check, as you do. All right, so you peek open the cellar door and quickly glance out. And the first thing or not the first thing, but you quickly notice down at the corner, a good ways, but still on the same street, you see an individual in kind of yellow hooded garb, speaking with what looks like a guard patrol. And he is gesturing back towards the house. There's still a good, 150 feet away from you, but you can clearly see them. They haven't started to move yet, but they are there.
All right. One of the students that was gathered around Tempest before the Shadow Spawn creature showed up. I cast Disguise Self and make myself look like them.
Okay. That should not be difficult.
And then I step out and try to very nonchalantly walk down the street in the direction of, just basically trying to nonchalantly walk past the wizard and the guards and stuff to see if I hear them saying anything.
Okay. So one, make a performance check. Try and keep the act up. And then a perception check.
Totally.
Okay.
I apparently seem more interested than I should be.
Silvery bars.
uh, uh, yeah. Fortunately for you, they are not paying attention. Wow. Okay. Yeah, and then you do notice yourself as you walk by, like leaning in maybe a little bit too much. But fortunately, they don't seem to notice. As you hear the wizard speaking, make sure no one goes in, apart from yourselves. Clean things up. You'll find some bodies there, and then if anyone does come back and they look shady, well, swing first, questions later. They all give assent and begin walking towards the house. As the wizard stands there and kind of watches them go before
I
heading off in another direction.
keep making my way back to, I guess, the gargoyle?
Making my way.
Stone gargoyle?
The stone
The-
gargoyle? Okay.
That was the name of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. And that, I believe, is a great time for us to head to break.
Oh, well, shit. Sorry for bogarting the first half.
Hey, that's fine.
No,
Things
this is our
go the way they
time to
go.
make a plan.
Yeah.
Yes,
we're
you
gonna
guys
break
better
really
have a great
quick.
plan. If the next hour, the last hour and a half, you have plenty of time. Sorry, go
I want
ahead.
to give a quick shout out to Wicked Bunny for the community sub gifts and the 1 bit. Thank you so much, guys. It really helps the channel
Hey,
and
lovely.
showing support. Thank you so much. You guys are the best.
Thank
Thank you very much. We'll see you guys back here in a few minutes.
See you soon.
I don't know why I'm waving. We're not going off air yet.
Oh, yeah.
They deserve a wave.
I guess I'm supposed to
Sure.
click on
the
We'll
people
give
a
Wicked
wave.
Buddy a wave. We'll give him a wave. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and
who
wave.
used to be Mina Girl. I outed her. Break. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. After that interesting little aside that Deziel went through, we're going to swing things back over to Tempest and Emnail. So you have just received a warning from the professor to get the children out. He is being followed by inquisitors. I can't remember if he said much else. Don't believe so. No, I mean that was the crux of it. Yep.
I had yelled out to the children the chop chop, and I persuaded them, I think successfully, to get a move on.
Oh, that's right. Let me catch things back up here. So you are upstairs, yes? Or are you just shouting upstairs?
I think I was on the staircase shouting.
Right. Okay. Why is all of my stuff disappearing? There we go. Why are different things popping up? There we go. Okay. Upstairs. Now hearing this commotion, is one Alexia de Compostela. And she is sitting with a few of the others, with Catherine and Andrew. What is she doing after she hears Tempest persuasively yelling up the stairs to get a move on?
I'm just gonna kind of look to the students around me and just make sure that they have all their things with them, and I'm gonna be kind of like hurrying them along, like, come on, you heard her, let's go. And if there's any stragglers, I'm like literally not shoving them down, but like, very persuasively, like, just, it's go time towards the stairs.
Okay. Yeah. So the rest of them grab all of the things that they had prepared, and a few last second grabs, and make sure you have the pouch of the components that you could grab and whatnot. As the final stragglers, as Patrice kind of pushes from the other side, getting everyone down the stairs, and meets back up with you. What's going on? Did something change?
Who's this? This is
He says
Patrice.
to you, yes, to Alexia.
Okay. I don't know. Just the weird girl with the hat who's kind of blue. She said that we need to go, and I don't know what's going on.
Come on, people, chop chop.
We need to find out what's happening.
Okay. Yeah, whatever you say. Let's go.
Keep them from leaving the house for now. The others.
Sure. I can do that. Yeah.
All right, and so the two of you follow behind the children. Michael, Catherine, Andrew, and Walter. As Andrew, of course, leading the pack. What is going on?
So, how do I summarize this? We need to go because people are gonna come here and try and I don't actually know, kill us, arrest us, make
There
us.
are inquisitors after provost. We have to. Well, you have to leave. You have to leave town.
What do you mean we have to leave? We gotta help him.
Do you want to get killed?
Okay, no one said anything about getting killed. Where would we even go?
Okay. Do you remember? Oh, that's probably a bad idea. We have a acquaintance in a tavern about a day and a half out of Yathal. We can take you to the exit, or at least point you towards the side of the town where we came from. If you talk to them and tell that you met us, you met me, you met Tempest, you've met Lyra, you've met Deziel, and talk about Dolores. You are looking to go the same way as Dolores. She might be able to help you.
Yes, Alexia, you remember that Dolores was, for a short time, with the others at the school.
So your plan is for us just to go to this tavern and hope that everything's okay, or?
I mean, unless you have any better ideas. Professor said to get you out, so here's your out.
Where is the professor?
Being chased by inquisitors at this point. So
Can we
probably
have this
trying to get
argument
us
as we leave?
I'll kind of look to Patrice and just kind of like shrug my shoulders like, should we trust these guys? Should we go with them?
Provost spoke to you. Told you what was happening.
I struggle to believe that he didn't prep you guys for this. There has to be a plan in place. Like, you guys knew what you were getting into. You guys have been doing some dangerous stuff. Surely this wasn't unexpected.
Not entirely, but things changed after your friend gave him a super weapon.
Well, I'm going to be very short. I'm going to be very short and sweet. The whole reason why we're here is because of you two. They sent us from the circus. That's the reason why we came to this goddamn town. And now my friend is dead, and one of our friends is missing. Well, actually, two of our friends are dead. So we just want to help you. Help us help you.
Okay, you're making it very hard to like you in this situation. We didn't ask for
I
you to
don't
find
give a
us.
fuck.
Okay, all right. I see how it's gonna
Look,
be.
just ignore him. He can be very angry sometimes. But, like, can we at least have this argument on the run so that the people that the professor told us to get away from don't show up while we're here bickering? If you guys don't like it, you can come back. You have autonomous will.
At least we get the
And
children.
there are way more of you than us. We're not going to be able to restrain and drag all of you wherever we please.
He says violent things when he's stressed. Don't mind.
Fine. We should at least get the children out. They aren't going to be much help to us anyway. Hey, I heard that! Yeah.
All right, come on,
That
children.
goes
Let's get a
up
move
in my
on.
books.
What? This is you see Andrew is obviously complaining and spitting resistance, but he still goes along as well as the rest of them.
Put a suck in it, Andrew. Make yourself useful. Chop chop.
Make a persuasion check.
Normal or just disadvantage? Or...
Normal, and then a perception check.
You have a D4.
About right.
On both of them.
Oh, I have a D4 to both of them. That's right.
Mhm.
There we go. So 16 and 11.
16, 11.
Math.
Okay. You see he glares at you and then falls a little, gets quieter in his protest. And then you see for a second a look of for lack of a better word, fear in his eyes. As much as he is putting on an angry face, he's kind of at his limit. And falls a little bit into line. All right, so what direction are you guys going?
We came in from the south, correct? From the south of town.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I guess that way. If possible, to a gate that we would know
Yeah,
that
what's
is
the
not
what's the
the main
closest?
city gate, if possible.
The closest that you would know of would be the gate you came through. It's still around towards the south of the city, but
Would our group know any like secret ways out? Maybe not so main road.
Alexia, you can make a survival check real quick.
Okay.
A 10. You know of a slightly quicker way to get to that gate. It's kind of difficult to pull your thoughts, and you kind of pull your mental map of the city, but obviously with the stress and the immediacy of what's happening, things are kind of jumbled. But you can kind of lead through a more side streets and alleyways to kind of get there more discreetly, in a direct fashion.
So seeing kind of Amnion and Tempest maybe like struggling to figure out which way to go, I'll just kind of walk over and be like, I only know the gate, but I know maybe some side roads we can take that will, I don't know, be a little bit more discreet.
Definitely a better idea than just running through the
Yes.
streets. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, let's go. And I'll lead them
Please.
Okay, are you guys trying to be quick or are you trying to be quiet?
Quiet.
Quiet. Okay.
Yeah,
Everybody
quiet.
make some stealth checks.
I'm gonna guide myself.
Group stealth is the best stealth.
Clang, 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 clang.
Nat one.
Alright.
And I think I could re-roll it, but I kind of just want to see what happens at this point. This is just going so badly.
What a lovely thing for you to say.
12.
Ooh, okay, so you got a little bit bailed out by some of the students. They rolled pretty well, and Patrice.
Ah, so it's a
20
group check.
Yeah. Unless you guys are going separately, which I don't believe is the plan.
I mean, at this rate, 10
Yes, let's
might be.
break into 4 tinier groups and then all.
All right. Yeah, so you are able to avoid several guard patrols, which you notice, as you noticed previously, are ramped up considerably, especially as you get to the more populated areas of the city. And then you get to the southern gate, and you see that there is a guard blockade. Speaking to, at the moment, a small caravan attempting to leave the city.
What do we do?
Damn
What do we
it.
do?
They're probably checking out everyone who's leaving the city.
How
They
far away is
figured
that
we'd go out.
blockade?
How close would you guys want to get to the gate?
As soon as I see that there's a post, we would try to stop. I would try to stop everyone.
Okay, yeah. So you're still a good ways back.
Could we possibly get within 120 feet?
You could, if you wanted to.
We need a distraction, right?
You're not gonna fireball them, are you?
You don't know that I can do that. I've never cast it.
I know, but
But no, I'm not going to. I promise I won't kill anyone, Amniel.
no, do it. Go for it. I don't
Intentionally.
know anything.
In that caravan, is there like a horse or a carriage or something that I can lay eyes on?
There are several
Levitate.
horses. I'm levitating a
Pick
horse.
one and levitate it.
You are levitating a horse. Okay.
Mhm.
What does levitate say about unwilling creatures?
It has to make a save. I don't know what kind of constitution a horse has. If there's like something loose that maybe would be. No, I want to go for the horse. Fuck it. I really want it to be a horse.
Yeah, let's kill Kendra's new character. Speedrun.
Because let me tell you what, one thing I do know about horses, they don't like flying, I don't think.
But doesn't know that it's happening, you know?
I mean, it's gonna try. Constitution, okay. And this horse realizes it has never thought about this before. It is a simple creature, a horse. It doesn't tend to think about much apart from where it's going and who is directly behind it that it needs to kick. It decides, however, as it feels the invitation, that it does not want to fly. Flying is meant for birds and bats and misguided adventurers and apparently a few wizards. The horse, despite all protest from Tempest, remains rooted to the ground.
Is it at least annoyed now? Have I angered the horse? Is it going to kick up a fuss?
Oh yeah, you've annoyed the horse. It's beginning to kind of buck its head and stomp its feet a little bit. It knows something weird just happened.
Okay. Man, I wanted it to be angrier than that. Damn. Can I? This is a really weird question. Can I silvery barbs a horse?
Can you silvery? What is the range on silvery barbs?
Well, it's 60 feet, but I could double it.
Right, because you're doubling levitate as well, right?
Yeah, but it's silvery barbs as a reaction.
Can you use meta magic twice in a turn? Yes, I think.
You just can't use them
I
on
think
the
it's
same
just per
spell.
You just can't use them on the
spell,
same
yeah.
roll. Right.
Because it's
You
technically a
can-
non-action.
Magic, and there are meta magic options that you can stack. Like most you can't.
Yeah.
But some,
Right.
Meanwhile, Amnel's just going like this to Alexia. Patricia's like, well, she's gonna do what she's gonna do.
Right. Well, you're definitely not. Okay, because you're not subtle spelling any of this, and these both have. And that is a verbal component.
I mean, we're 120 feet away, so I'm hoping they're not. I'm like, I don't
Right,
think I'm
right.
shouting it. I can
No,
whisper.
no. But you're. It's still audible. Oh, what are the components for levitate? Verbal somatic. Okay. And let's redo that. Constitution save. Ooh, horses are hardy creatures.
All right, so it's
This
still.
a horse that does not want to move does not want to move. Who are you giving advantage to?
All right.
It lasts for 1 turn, right? Or just
1
their
minute.
next 1 minute. Okay.
1 minute. I'll give it to myself. I feel like from how I've been rolling, I'm gonna need it.
Okay.
Well, I tried. We have a really annoyed horse now, which I mean is a success in my book, but not what I was aiming for.
Well, that's up. You have definitely upset the horse.
Is there any like what is the outskirts of the town look? Is like a high wall? Is it like just wood planks? Is it just like an arch with fields around it? Like what am I looking at?
Right. So the exterior wall of the city kind of rises and falls depending on where you are. In this area, it's maybe 20 feet stone.
And giving a look, like I don't see any indications of like a hole someone might have dug to like smuggle things in and out of the city, like on this portion. Like
I
any
mean, you're
sort of
not right up against the wall.
yeah.
You could like go to another area and poke around,
Hmm.
but I mean, there would be no way of determining that from here.
What do we do? Do we look for another way out, or do we try to find another? Any other doors or gates are going to be blockaded by these bastards. How many of them? How many of them are there?
How many guards?
Guards.
Make an investigation check.
Oh come on! Why do you do this to me? Can I guide myself?
You can
Okay.
try and count the guards.
Oh, natural 20. Yeah, 20.
Okay, so a natural 20 with a -1 brings you to 20. Okay. You count in total at the gate 6 guards.
Well, we're definitely not ambushing them.
What did
Maybe
the
this-
professor tell you guys? Is he, I mean, are the guards looking for us or
Well, that's
you?
what I was about to say. Is this might be the point where you need to make your decision because I don't think we can leave, but we don't want to yet. You guys, however,
We're
well,
not.
I don't
Well,
think
we're
anyone
well
knows you yet.
known. Yeah, we're well known at the city. I think the reason why the professor didn't want you in in his house is because he's fearing that his house might get looked upon by magical means. So that way they could probably identify you. That's why we needed to hurry you the hell away um, as quickly as we could. You guys might be able to pass without. Andrew knows how to disguise himself, doesn't he? Do the rest of you know how to?
The others not. And that is one of the spells that I said to take, right, Alexia? I think.
Pretty sure, yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
disguise self.
I have two scrolls, but they don't specify what they are.
Oh yes, the scrolls. Yes, the scrolls are disguise self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can probably pass by the guards with minimal difficulty. But we can't. We've given you a direction where you could go to at least search for any sort of help. That is the best I can offer you. I'm sorry that I can't give you more.
Or you could stay and help.
Excuse me?
You're excused.
Help with.
This mess. The professor. Finding our friend. Making a difference. Doing what at least Andrew said you guys like to do. Running away won't achieve anything. You'll just have to keep running.
Kind of look over to Patrice. I mean, helping the professor.
You see, Patrice is looking back to where the younger students are congregated a short ways back. Not them. Certainly not them.
No, we can't.
They would only get in our way, and I don't like them, but I don't want to see them hurt. You know,
This guy's my favorite.
last thing we can do is leave them alone. One of us should at least get them out of the city to that tavern they were talking about, and then come back while the other stays here and helps. No?
Yeah, I mean, you're much better at this whole thing than I am, so maybe I should stay behind and you get the children somewhere safe?
Ugh, you'd really stick me with him for, what, 2 days?
Oh, come on, you'll be fine.
Ugh. Well, it doesn't get me shot at nearly as much by magic, so... we have a deal.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I'll kind of like
Wait.
nod to Patrice and the students. Yeah?
I'm gonna rifle through my pockets and hold out 2 platinum pieces.
Excuse me?
Just in case he's...
Well, I know better than to look a gift horse in the mouth.
At the very least, you can use it to bribe someone to just take care of Andrew, you know.
I would need quite a lot more than that, I'm sure you know.
Well, you can always write home.
And he eagerly, or not, he quickly pockets pieces. Alexia will be staying with you until I return and join you there, ensuring that the children are safe. No? Any disagreement?
Be safe. Be safe. These bastards are ruthless. Truly.
We have not been safe. Well, since we took up the boots of the professor. We are used to being unsafe. We'll be fine.
And hey, you! I'm gonna look over at Andrew.
What do you want?
I don't like you!
Good,
I don't
like
like
you
you.
either.
Good! I don't like you because I used to be you. The least you could do in this whole mess is pull yourself together. Things are scary, but if you sit around and just be scared the entire time, you're not going to achieve much of anything. You wanted to be great, didn't you?
I'm not scared. What do you mean scared?
It's an adventure. Make it one.
Oh, okay.
He's like shaking in his little boots.
A little bit, yeah.
Now get out of my sight.
Gladly. Patrice hides a chuckle and walks over to the three, or to the, oh gosh, how many of them are there? The four of them.
Kind of turn
Five
to
of
Tempest
them.
and Emniel and just, so, what's the plan?
We
You have a plan, right?
We need to find Deziel first. He's kind of the plan guy in all of this.
hell ho.
Okay. Okay, we need to find your friend who's the plan man, and then. Oh, well, I mean, he will have
Find
the plan.
out.
Of course. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, where is your friend?
Well, that's why we gotta find him.
Yeah, about
Well,
that.
about that, Deziel has made it now to the Stone Gargoyle. Under cover of darkness, taking back roads and alleyways, finding his way around, bedraggled and injured, back to the tavern from whence he left.
Depending on how long it's been, there's still a little plane flying around. Bird, whatever the heck we ended up calling it.
What's that, an hour that lasts? Right? That has since faded. Assuming Deziel does go back to the Stone Gargoyle. And it's
I told the
in
professor to
entirety.
tell them that that's where I would be, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Then, yeah, that's where he goes. I
Alright.
head back, I head upstairs, I search our 3 rooms for any indication that anyone has been here.
Okay, make an investigation check. A 25. So with that, you don't find anything different in the rooms than when you were last there. But as you maybe come back down to the main floor, or before you go up, you notice a piece of paper, kind of curiously folded, pushed towards one wall. That definitely was not there before. It kind of stands out to you.
I go to the bar and ask for a drink, and I just kind of invisible mage hand the paper across the floor towards me.
Very well. Easily enough. Easy done.
I reach down and pick it up.
All right. And you see, what was it the Tempest wrote on the paper again?
I think it was something along the lines of just like the letter D on the outside and then folded on the inside. I was like, where are you? Nothing helpful at all because we were standing outside at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You see Tempest's unmistakable handwriting. A weirdly well done logo that you've never seen before. Who knows what's up with that? But yeah, you find that note.
How busy is the inn, the main floor at the moment?
At the moment, it's getting on in the night. It's still pretty full. Probably less so than when you left. Things are pretty raucous as the people who are there are now properly inebriated. There are no guards there that you can see.
Do
It's still reasonably full.
Do any of our rooms have a window that opens out that overlooks the main thoroughfare?
Overlooks the outside? Yes, one of them would.
Okay. I go to that window and I look around, see if I notice Tempest or Emnail or any guards passing nearby.
All right, make a perception check.
I am super with the 9s on the perception today.
Yeah, so you no sign of Van Mail or Tempest, but you see several guard patrols walk by in the time that you're looking.
So after one passes, I kind of step away from the window a little bit, kind of into the darkness of the room. And through the window, I cast Infestation on one of the guards.
Okay. What precisely does that do?
You cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature you can see within range. Target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 poison damage, and moves 5 feet in a random direction if it can move. Basically, it's
Flailing about, yes. Yeah. So you do that, you hear the sounds of consternation in the streets of one man hideously screeching and screaming and kind of clawing at his clothing, trying to brush off the horrible insects that now surround him.
assuming that I have given Tempest at least as useful of a message as she gave me. I go into my room and do I rest or do I summon Eddie? How late is it right now?
It's jeez, I don't have to remember what I said before. Not much later than that. It's later than that.
I never take short rests anyway. I will sit down and start ritual casting Find Familiar, since I went and bought materials to do so several times recently.
Perfect. And how long does that take you?
Ritually, it will take me an hour and 10 minutes.
All right.
So that's where I'll be.
Yep. Over that time, you slowly tug at the threads of the subplanar space that Eddie occupies, and then eventually kind of crawls out of the shadow of a desk, or out of a shadow on the desk, and looks up at you, fresh and full of life. Insofar as a spider can have that expression.
Welcome back, my friend. I am sorry. And
he kind of like rocks back and forth along it, like, I can't really do it with my fingers, but like how spiders will like straighten and bend their legs and kind of.
And then I just lie back, like, don't even bother going to the bed. I invite him telepathically to come up onto my chest. I just fall back, hit the floor, and start taking a short rest if they haven't shown up yet. I spend the next hour recovering a spell slot.
Okay. As well as some hit points.
Oh, yes.
Let's use your hit dice.
Yeah. See, I never take short rests. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Short rest. Yeah, when everyone else is short resting, I'm always identifying things. So.
Right. Right. Meanwhile, yeah, what are the rest of you doing during that kind of 2-hour block? And 10 minutes.
Where do we even start looking? He wasn't at the inn. He's not going to be at the professor's house, I hope. Or the college.
Yeah. Maybe at the Harper, the snobby place, the Harper's Airy.
Yeah, maybe. Should we just go bar hopping? Like, visit all of the places we've been? Like, start at the Stone Gargoyle and work our way around? We've been to so many inns and taverns and bars in this town. It's kind of amazing how many there are.
How well is Alexia known around the city? Like, does she go out a lot?
Not under her own name. I mean, anytime the professor will have sent you out, it will be under, under
So,
covert
out of
circumstances.
the three of us, Amniel definitely sticks out the most. Like, he's a beacon for people just to look at us.
He physically has a beacon on his head
Yeah,
at all
okay.
times, so yes.
I'm gonna look up and down Amniel and be like, might I suggest something? I think if we're gonna, go bar hopping, and it sounds a lot of fun, maybe not under these circumstances, but maybe you might have better use of this than I do. And I'm gonna pull out my scroll for disguise self and hand it to Amniel.
Sure. What is this?
It helps you like with all of this, so you can look more like, I don't know, like someone like me, or like someone that doesn't have
Normal.
a giant light. Yeah, normal.
Sure. Would I even be able to use this? I guess. Thank you. Okay. I, let me compose my thoughts. Thank you. That is very appreciated. And I start rolling the scroll and putting it in my belt. I imagine this has limited use, so I wouldn't want to use it right now and waste our time. It waste its time while we're planning. Um, Besides, what? I- Where would I don't? I don't think we should. I don't know. Yeah, the Harpies area is the only place I can think of, but I think that would be about the most guarded place in town besides the college. Um, so I guess we could try to go there covertly.
My only thought is that Deziel told the professor he would be at the string gargoyle, and he wasn't. But he.
Would that be because he's late with something else, or did he just not go there? Did we go to our rooms? We didn't, right?
Maybe he left us a message. Surely, if he told us he was going to be there, there would be something to say why he wasn't. Unless he had to leave in a hurry.
Well, I
While
guess
they're
we won't
talking,
find it.
I just want to be investigating around us and making sure there's no guards ever, like, or anybody who's looking at us too long.
Okay. So you guys are walking along as
Side
you're
roads
doing
and stuff,
this, or
though.
okay,
If
so
we're gonna, yeah, if we're gonna walk, I am going to attempt to use the scroll. Um,
hi. Hmm.
which because it's of a spell level that I can cast, shouldn't require an Arcana check.
Yes.
Because
No, because this is not a spell that is on your class's spell list,
oh tits.
so
Okay.
you cannot cast this.
I tried.
Well, I can still try to cast it. I just need to pass an Arcana check.
Nope. If the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast its spell without requiring material components. Otherwise, the scroll is unintelligible.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Great.
If you were
So
trickery
I'm gonna pull,
domain, but
yeah, I'm gonna pull the scroll, and it's just gonna look like a bunch of gibberish. And I'm gonna really try to read it, like really, really try. This. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know how to. Damn it! I'm useless. I'm always useless.
Well, hold on. I mean, and I'll hold my hand out to take the scroll back. I mean, maybe we could just put a hat on you. Have you ever tried a hat?
Won't work.
Oh,
Look, the two of you can probably be more inconspicuous. If you want to go like maybe a block in front of me, I'll always be like right behind you, but just not with you. So if I draw any sort of attention, you can run.
It's not a bad idea so long as we're always within line of sight of each other.
Yeah, that's why my idea was like a block away. We'd probably be about 160 to 100 feet of each other all times. And
60. Keep
if
it 60.
yeah, but if we're gonna do that, I think we might try to go to only one place. If we're going to one place, or if we're being quick between our hops, I can probably make myself quite stealthy, but it would be about the last thing that I can do today.
I mean, I could probably just go in and ask if we're just going to a bar. I mean, I don't think people are looking for me.
Yeah, but Deziel wouldn't make his presence known to you. He barely knows you. He might have seen you once or twice. If he would have left something, he probably would have left something for us.
I mean, don't you
Well,
guys like
we
have
don't
a
have to go
secret
in.
code word or?
We don't have to go in the front door.
That's true. But
I mean, unless we've got any better ideas, I think let's start where Deziel said he was going to be, and then if he's not there, we can go bar hopping. It's the best lead, the only lead that we've got.
I guess so. So we will definitely try to just stop for at least an hour after that, correct? I'm tapped. If we get ambushed or anything, I'm going to be useless.
Gotta stop using that word, Amnail. There's plenty of things you can do beyond just casting spells. But I agree, rest would probably be good for you. I can get us through until then. And Alexia, I'm assuming you can do stuff too. Hopefully more
mean,
impressively than
yeah.
Andrew.
I mean,
Think that I'm useful.
Let's go, I guess.
So as we're beginning to walk, I will cast Enhance Ability on myself with my last second level spell slot, and I will give myself Cat's Grace. And I will be constantly grasping my holy symbol and praying as my form of constantly giving myself guidance. And I'll pull my cloak up.
Yep.
Not going to do anything, but I try.
All right, so go ahead and make your stealth checks. The three of you.
$24 total.
Okay. And then Amnail with a d4 as well for guidance. $15? Okay. Yeah, Amnail, you almost feel as you walk by, whispering to clutching your holy symbol. You almost feel as though the shadows, as you dip between buildings, start to stretch out to cover you just that little bit more, and the darkness around you deepens slightly, aiding you along your way. And after a short while, you are once again approaching the stone gargoyle.
I mean, front door seems like a bad idea, no?
Maybe you can try to check the window from where we were.
Yeah, I can try climbing up.
Yeah. Do we see any flailing guards around?
You can make a perception check.
I will. Because that's about the one thing that I can do. If it does decide to help me. Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. 14.
14. You see On the side of the street, a discarded guard's cloak or cape, which if you kind of poke around, you see it. The cape seems to writhe and ripple as small insects just kind of spill out of one side.
Disgusting but useless. I guess so. Maybe I'll turn back to Tempest and to Alexia. You tend to walk with the professor. How good at being subtle are you?
Oh, I'm like pretty good at it.
Do you think you can try to get in without being noticed?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going in and what does your friend look like? I mean, what am I looking for?
You have seen him, Alexia.
Oh, okay.
The
I'll
half-elven guy with the scar on his cheek.
Sure. Okay, I'll just go and maybe I should ask, or maybe not ask if he's been around.
Yeah, I mean, if he were to be here, he would probably come at himself. I don't see why he would have disguised himself here. Wait, first, and I'm gonna open my notebook and I'm going to write some sort of Elvish word. Do you read Elvish, Alexia?
That is a really good
Oh, it's
question.
friggin'
I
Elvish.
do speak Elvish. Thanks for
Okay, so
asking.
you will know that it is written American literature on it, and I'll fold it up and I'll give it to you.
Okay. Okay. I will take the note and I will walk in.
If you see it, give it to him.
I assume I'm supposed to, but okay, thanks.
While she's doing that, I want to circle around back, so we're on opposite sides now.
Okay, you can do that.
I will attempt to
And
be like mostly hidden, like get out of the main street, but still have a visual on the entrance of the
You're
tavern.
standing where we were standing earlier in the night, poked around the wall.
The tree just going like,
Mhm.
no one's gonna see me here.
Okay. So you step into a reasonably crowded and lively tavern.
I am just gonna walk with an air of confidence of like, everything's fine. I belong here. I'm just here to grab an ale. I'm gonna head for the bar, and as I do, I'm gonna keep an eye out for Deziel and guards.
Make a perception check. There are no guards in here.
Perfect. No Deziel. Okay.
No Deziel. As you saunter up to the bar.
Ahem.
The bartender's pretty busy. You'll have to flag him down.
You.
Be right with you.
Okay. I'll be here.
And after a short minute, he is indeed. What can I do for you?
Oh, just, something to take the edge off. And maybe have you seen, I don't know, any suspicious people walking around here lately?
Depends who's asking.
Just a friendly neighborhood, watchmen.
You're with the watch.
No, not the official watch. More of like the part of the community that just cares about this city.
Aye, right.
Yeah.
Well, no one like that. This is a reputable establishment. Of course.
Of course. But
Fetches you an ale. Excuse me. But nothing. I won't have my reputation sundered by the proclamation that there are seedy types about. Especially not to
Maybe
those
not
concerned about the community.
so much seedy, but more of like, someone who looks like he's on the run.
They don't tend to spend all their time around in taverns, as I'm sure you know.
Just pull out a coin and give him enough to cover the ale. Well, thanks. You've been very helpful. Cheers. Down my
Yeah.
ale, slam it on the bar, and walk out.
You didn't tell her where our rooms are.
Nope. Nothing. They gave me nothing.
All right. So Nail, or I guess, yeah, just Nail. You watch her walk in, and a few minutes later, you watch her walk right back out.
So,
Yeah, no half-elven men with scars. I mean, I did just check the tavern. I mean, did you guys, I don't know, did you guys just drink here a lot? Like, why would you meet here?
fuck it. There's only one other place he could be. I'm gonna go in. Let's go in.
I went
Okay.
around the back.
Yeah,
So-
Tempest is not with you guys.
Yeah.
To be clear,
Yeah, I do.
Tempest is waiting around the back. Okay.
No, Tempest
so-
wasn't waiting around the back. Tempest was gonna go climb up to see if she
Oh,
could.
that's right. Okay, yeah. So you get around to the back and you see approximately where one of your rooms were, you think? With a window that is
My question-
slightly kind of tapping open in the breeze.
Okay. My question for you is climbing athletics?
Climbing is athletics.
I'm gonna try it anyway, I guess. I don't weigh a lot. I am gonna be weirdly confident in myself in this. I'm gonna pull out 2 daggers and just try and like wedge myself up.
Okay. So climbing the icy face of Mount Stone Gargoyle with your ice picks. Roll me an athletics check.
13 plus 1d4. Wait, this is not
1d4.
terrible. 16. Hey.
16 is enough. So you bit by bit just finding footholds until you reach
In
the
my
window.
head, I'm climbing like through a blizzard. There's like wind against my face.
Indeed, you've made it up into the dark, empty room that you had slept in the night prior, I think.
Okay, well, if it's dark and empty, I'm gonna take a quick glance about, see like nothing has been moved or anything.
Make an investigation check.
Really just using all of my best stats. 16 plus 1d4. Jesus, this is getting.
I
need a
mean,
button to just roll that
you
for me.
can't say that I didn't pick a good day for that. I mean,
It was definitely a good day. 19.
A 19? I don't believe anything has been moved. No, because Deziel and Ermos didn't toy around with anything. Everything
I searched
is
through the rooms,
where you are.
but
Oh yes, that's So depending on, yeah, you notice that several things have been, or in the same place they were, roughly, but like, you know, the bedspread has kind of been pushed to one side, of the bed, and things are kind of a little bit moved around, maybe, like they were looked through.
I'm immediately on guard just in case it was a non-friendly who did so. So I'm gonna
Like,
walk to...
things don't look like they were torn out or like rifled through, just like they were kind of poked around through briefly.
Yeah. I'm
Like-
gonna cautiously make my way to the door and listen to see if there's anyone outside, and if I don't hear any sounds, poke my head out into the hallway.
Okay. You see a drunkard staggering into what might be his room at the end of the hall, and then quickly shutting the door. But apart from that, the hallway is empty.
Alright, I guess I'll make my way over to Deziel's room.
Make a boy. Make a boy.
Banned phrases.
Pretty soon, maybe. To Deziel's room?
Yeah.
Okay. Which would be the one, that would be the room where Deziel is currently found. Would Deziel have locked the door
No.
when he went in? Okay, so the door is closed, but not locked.
I would assume Deziel would have locked it, so I don't even try it. I'm just gonna knock on the door, but I'm gonna knock to... what sound? Pep's drunk song that he always sung. I'm gonna tap that melody out on the door as something he would recognize.
Okay. So Deziel, as you kind of come out of your restful state, you kind of have a crick in your neck, but feeling quite a bit better. And you hear a loud rap on the door.
I throw a dagger at the door.
Okay. Are you trying to stick it
Yeah.
in the door? Okay, so yeah, make a Dex acrobatics check for that. Yeah.
You hear
So
a
from the other side of the,
thung.
you just hear a thung.
So our room has been tossed and something just got thrown at the door when I was knocking on it. I'm convinced there's someone in here. I am like, oh shit. Where is that now? Can I like peek down the staircase and see if I see
What do you
Alexia?
want? Come in.
Oh,
Whoever the
thank
fuck
God.
you are.
I'm gonna jimmy the door and see if the handle turns.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
Deziel?
Jess? Tempest.
Why did you throw a dagger at me?
I did not throw a dagger at you. I threw a dagger at the door.
I wasn't very helpful. I thought you were here to kill me.
This is my room. How do I know you're not here to kill me?
I mean, I could try. I could like step out and reenact if you want. This is not what I'm here for. I'm gonna
That's
like
good
step
to know.
forward and... Is he like sitting up? Is he sprawled on the floor? Is he standing up now? What's happening?
Question.
He is just kind of sitting on the floor, like elbows on his knees, just looking defeated. Up at you, like, yeah, what took you so long?
Oh my god, so much has happened. I'm gonna like skid to a stop on my knees in front of you. First of all, she'll give you a quick hug. Glad to see that you're still alive. 10 out of 10 thought you weren't going to be for a while, the way things have been going. We have problems. The professor's house is compromised. We can't go back there anymore. We have a bunch of children that we're sending out of the city, except one of them stayed with us, Alexia. Amnael is standing outside because he's a glowy beacon, but I think Alexia's downstairs, and... Well, we found you, so that was our goal, but we have no idea what to do. Help.
Sounds like you've had an eventful evening.
Where did you go? We came here looking for you, but we didn't find you.
Did you come here? I did not see any notes from you or anything. I mean,
left
I
one
saw
flying
your
around,
I
but
saw
they
your
don't
note and
last
I
forever.
responded, but that was a while ago.
Maybe we missed each other then.
Yeah, well, you know, when I came here, I came up to the room. Your note I saw when I was downstairs.
If it was downstairs when you were there. No, I sent a flying in. Maybe we were here before you. I don't know. We crossed paths.
Jeff, no, I was here
Really?
and then I left, and now I'm here again. Lyra is no longer in the
Okay.
tower, by the way, but I believe she is on this plane.
Cool. So we have the entire plane to look for her.
Well, we have everywhere but the tower. If he did not send her to a different plane, I assume that she is somewhere in the city.
Where do we start?
Well, so the children, we are supposed to escort them, by the way. I told the professor we would escort them. We would take them with us.
Well, about that, there's guards blockading the city gates. So rather than escort them through with known criminals, we sent Patrice with them and some money to go visit, what was her name again? Dolores, at the tavern to help them while we came back to try look for you. We would have sent a message, but Amnail's pretty tapped.
Yes, I believe we are all pretty tapped. So the professor, you say his house is compromised? He is not there anymore.
No, I didn't get the message. Oh my god, even before that, Nesta called again.
Yes.
Oh god, I need Amnail for this. Hold on a moment. And I'm gonna lean out the window and see if he's followed me around back, and if not, I'm gonna like go out the room and like peek down the staircase to see if I see Alexia or Amnail. I don't know.
I mean, you are out. You are on the front side of the building now in that room, so you're now overlooking the front road. Yeah.
Okay.
Why
I'm gonna
don't
like poke my head out then.
you just tell him to come up here? It's not like the city is looking for us.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Bad news, the city is looking for us. Do I see Amnail out the front?
You see Amnail and I presume Alexia walking into the building.
I'm gonna quickly fold another one of my paper bows and fling it at Amnail's head. Amnail!
All right, so Amnail, I mean, with your passive, you easily see the flash of the window open and then a flash of paper.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
I go in, and given that she's up, I'm gonna go towards our room, trying to be inconspicuous.
Could you hand me the
inside,
dagger,
but-
by the way?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, go ahead, Walt.
All right.
The other dagger is still in the door. I just gave you one of mine.
No, the dagger, my dagger in the door. Just give it here.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
I just like peek out to make sure Amnail goes in, and then I'm gonna go.
I
the
try to
door
pull
and
it out
grab
with the
them.
mage hand. Is it strong enough? 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I just pull it out. Never mind, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if nothing stops us, we're going up.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I just feel like I need Amnail here to describe this. He was really front seat for most of it. I was just like the passenger.
Do we find the door open?
You find it unlocked at least.
Okay. I'll like open the door to the room. And I'll look at Deziel and just. Okay, Alexia, you get in.
Yeah, okay. Oh, are you the man with the plan?
No, well, not right now. How hurt does Deziel look in this moment?
Scratched.
Right now? Yeah, right now Deziel looks okay.
Yeah, looks
Okay.
pretty good.
You can see his clothes are kind of torn and singed, but he himself looks fine.
You apparently got yourself in a pickle.
A little bit. I heard you have an eventful evening. Apparently, the whole city is after you now.
Well, not quite. What did you tell him so far, Tempest?
That the whole city is after you, and the. I think that's all.
Well, the city is looking for us. Us. As a whole.
That's not necessarily the case. They're not actively searching for us, but if they do find us, it'll probably be troublesome.
I don't know. Those guard blockades didn't look familiar from when we first came in the city.
So who exactly
Yeah, but they're
are
not-
they looking for?
I think 1, 2, 3.
I mean, I would imagine looking for Tempest will make sense. I mean, given they were all looking at her, and then the large shadow spawn and all that. But Amnail and I mean, has something else happened?
No, not between us and the city guard, and you might be correct. They might just. I don't think they're actively like walking the streets looking for us, but I think that those stops at the outside of town are definitely to check for any sorts of personal or organizational contraband. That might not be necessarily for us. It might have to do with the other thing, but that's a problem we'll have to tackle later, which probably you have more information than us, given that, you've been walking about. You might have been informed about it, Deziel. But so since we last parted, we were walking towards Provost's place, and while there, I got a message from Nestor saying that he needed to talk to me. And I'm gonna stop myself, turn to Alexia, and just go, I imagine you can be trusted to keep some of what you hear in confidence. Not necessarily from the professor, but you aren't going to turn on us if anything happens, will you?
Why would I?
Insight check. Uh, yeah, 21.
21? What insight does that get him?
You can tell that she's like doesn't trust you guys fully, but she's not gonna turn you in or anything, repeat this stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, good to know. So Nestor said that we needed to have a bit of a larger discussion, so we had one of our little bathroom conversations, which I very much don't really like. But while we were having that bathroom conversation, he said that apparently Parland is in Cormoranth, claiming that he can kill gods, probably because of the sword. Oh, yes, and he also randomly killed a noble with apparently little to no consequences, which I find very strange, but clearly I don't know how this operates. And given Nestor's and actually, as I'm saying this, I am closing the door,
Mm-hmm.
like locking it in and like pushing shit into it, that kind of a thing. And apparently, some of the other colleges have been aligning themselves with him, and Nestor hasn't yet fully ascertained what his intentions are, but apparently he's been bossing everyone back at the capital. Apparently, the only two colleges that aren't trying to actively helping him are Conservatory
Cormorant.
Volsters and Cormorant. Actually, was it Cormorant or was it the Bard College? I think it was the Bard College, wasn't it?
The Bard College, Ascari, do not have any representatives in Corporate.
Oh, gotcha. So it was Cormorant's College and
Corborant's,
Conservatory
yes.
Volsters.
Well, you don't know about Volser.
Yeah, he
Oh, okay.
didn't
They
say.
are not one of the colleges.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You know, the Cormoranth is set pretty heavily against him.
Mhm.
The others are along the band.
Gotcha.
None have fully cast their lot with him. None have fully cast against him.
Yeah. Well, but you
They're
know,
also all in
Cormorant-
house arrest, aren't they?
Who?
Didn't Nessa say that they were kind of on house arrest while this is being investigated or something like that?
No,
I feel like I'm
he,
vaguely remembering
requested
something
a
about
place.
this.
No, after he killed the noble, he requested a place to stay. Isn't that correct, Dungeon Master?
So you know, everyone is pretty much confined to their areas. You know, loosely confined
That's what it
to
was.
their places of the delegations. That is,
Because
and that
stop.
Harland basically just came in and took this house. And
Yeah.
the noble that he killed was the noble that said, "No, you're not doing that," and was thus killed.
Yeah. And I take it that you've read the professor's notes about the sword. No, Deziel.
Yeah, that thing is. Whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Drew, you shared that with me, right? I did talk to the professor.
Oh yeah. You were there when
Yeah,
he
when he
cast
discovered it all.
Now, Alexia, you have no idea.
Just
Basically,
I'm aware. I was there when he was studying the sword.
Yeah. And after that, we came here looking for you unsuccessfully. And as we were going to try to contact you somewhere else, actually, no, we just returned to Provost's to wait for you there. I got a message from him that Inquisitors were following him and that we should get the students out. That's where Alexia and Patrice helped us with how Tempest mentioned before. We got everyone out, went towards the southern gate. The first place I can think that someone might be able to help them was, remember Dolores? Yeah, so the barmaid or the owner of that tavern that was like about a day and a half away from here. I said that to tell them that they've met, tell them that to her that they had met us. They knew who Dolores was. They weren't searching for her, and basically they just wanted to get away also. And after that, Alexia gladly and helpfully decided to stay with us since she seems to still be attempting to help Provost. And now we were searching back for you, and you're here. So, how have your last 6 hours been?
Alexia, did you have the
Deziel?
information I need?
Information.
now what information are you specifically requesting?
The professor was having somebody, I don't remember if it was you, look into possible burial sites that the college, the headmaster Mayus.
I believe that was Walter.
Okay. Yeah.
Alexia. However, roll me what would amount to a retroactive investigation check. Okay. So you remember in what was at that point the professor's last communications with you guys, Walter was speaking with the professor about the results of his investigation that he had done, and you couldn't help but kind of nose in a little bit from where you were, um, and you know that, and he said that there were several options. Um, there is a sort of research morgue underneath the college, or within the college, underneath one of the buildings. Um, Several of the larger graveyards scattered throughout the city and their locations. Um, and then the Canehurst Cemetery, um, where former student and faculty who pass away while in Yelthal are buried. Any of those as potential options.
What was the name of this cemetery?
Canehurst. Cainhurst.
I assume you're asking me about your friend?
Yes.
Ooh, how do I say this? Well, there's a number of places she could be. Maybe the research morgue under the college. I mean, there's a lot of graveyards around the city. And then there's also Canehurst Cemetery, but that's usually for faculty and students. So that's all I heard before, all of this happened.
Well, she is no longer in the tower. How close to the tower, to the headmaster's tower, is this research morgue or Canehurst Cemetery? Are either of them within 1,000 feet, a fifth of a mile, more or less?
You would know the research morgue, probably. The Canehurst Cemetery, no. That is on the north. That is slightly northeast of the college itself.
The morgue, pretty close to the tower, but the Canehurst Cemetery, very far.
Well, as I walked through the campus, Lyra was nowhere to be found. So I do not expect her to be in this research morgue. Luckily. So I suppose the graveyards or the cemetery are good places to look. As far as a plan, that's the plan. Find Lyra. I have had a bit of an eventful evening myself. But first I would like to visit one of these places. We need to find Lyra. That's really the only plan right now, is to find Lyra.
I agree, but tonight, now,
Well, I am able to do so once. I'm able to look one more time. So we don't need to do anything with her, but before I sleep, I would like to make the use. It's pretty much all I can do. I just spent an hour resting so that I could essentially look one more time because I was all but tapped out.
I still have everything, so if we do get unlucky and get into trouble, we're not.
I'm not looking to get into trouble. I just want to see if I can locate her body. I mean, if we can locate it now, I assume it will be there in the morning as well. Or in the middle of the night or whenever. If I don't, then tomorrow we will each have the ability to do so, no? That
I have to try something.
just okay. So you just say the cemetery is on the north end of town,
Yep, that's what I said.
and Drew, the ancient duck, was also on the north end, right? Or
I think so. Yeah.
well, okay. The guards in this, unless you have heard of something, I mean, I imagine they're probably looking for Tempest. Some people. Tempest is the one that's been seen the most by everybody on the campus. The guards, essentially the wizards of the school, own the guards. They do whatever these fuckers want. But they are also looking for the third hand. So I don't know.
Will that affect us?
No. I mean, we are not members of the third hand. Look, my idea, we need to get some sleep soon, right? I would like to go walking towards the north end of town with whomever would like to come, and just walk by this faculty cemetery place and see if Lyra is there, and if not, then we sleep, and tomorrow we start checking graveyards, no?
Yeah, that might be. I mean, it's our only option, really. So let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. Who all is heading out?
Who wants to come?
We shouldn't split anymore.
I agree.
Alexia, you coming?
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna leave me behind.
Okay. She is the one who knows where this place is, so at the very least, I need Alexia to come, no?
Apologies if I'm no longer thinking straight. It's been a day for all of us.
And an evening.
We're going, I guess.
You're all going? Lovely, lovely.
Anybody good? Anybody needs anything? Disguise or nothing? Okay, let's go.
I mean, we don't really have anything for disguises, do we?
There's Alexia's scroll. I mean, I can't use it, but I don't know if you guys can.
I have something that might help with like this stuff. I can't help with that stuff. Sorry. I'll pull out like a little disguise kit. Does anybody want me to paint their face?
I mean, if you can do something about this, that might help. It's kind of the blue, really. It's not subtle. I've come to learn.
A calling card.
Just a touch.
Okay,
I mean, I
let
should
me
be
see
glad
what
that
I
I'm
can
not
do.
entirely blue, but
Great. So Tempest is going to get a disguise. Let's go ahead and roll that disguise kit. You have proficiency with that, yes?
Yes, I'm just figuring out how to roll it.
I don't know if there will necessarily be an option, but it will be Dex plus proficiency.
And where is my proficiency?
Plus should
on
be 3, right?
here? Yes.
So an 11.
Mm-hmm.
You get probably most of the hair dyed, and the face reasonably well. Your hands are kind of shaky, a little bit more so than usual, just due to the unusual nature of tonight, and it's difficult to say. It's not your best job, not your best work that you've done, but it may pass a passing examination.
Sorry, try my best.
While
Been
she's,
a long day for a lot of us.
while she's doing that, I'm going to make myself a little bit less recognizable, specifically to the one person that might recognize me. With my disguise kit.
Okay.
You
Go
said
ahead
Dex.
and roll that. Dex plus
All right,
proficiency.
so I'm just going to roll stealth since I said Dex plus proficiency.
Yep. Yeah. You're going for more delicate changes and kind of small shifts rather than trying to cover all of that. So you're pretty well able to do that.
Some spectacles. Totally disguised. Clark Kent this shit.
Clark Kent.
There we go.
Oh, who joined our call, guys?
There we go.
Who is this? What's going on?
An art professor.
Well, did you see? All right, so I'm disguised. This is my disguise. Okay, let's go.
Well disguised you are. Okay. You guys are heading out. And we will pick this investigation up next week. A little bit calmer ending to our evening this week. Thank you all for joining us and sticking around.
slow stress, quiet stress.
Yeah. No, what are you talking about? This is all fine. We will see where this goes next week as they head out to try to liar. Thanks again to Syrinscape for the sound library, the music, the battle music, the nice night noises you're hearing now that are kind of putting me to sleep. I'm gonna try and power through. I can just turn them off. They do great stuff. Got some great options there. Animated dungeon maps. For the tavern you guys saw, the lovely tavern battle map. I'm waiting to use that for ages. And then hundreds, I think literally hundreds of others that you can find at patreon.com/animated battle maps. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, feel free to check us out elsewhere. You can find our link tree about in places. You can join the Discord, chat with us there. Otherwise, you can check us out here next week, same time, 7:30 Eastern, or on Tuesday, you can catch our Call of Cthulhu game. You can see me and Kendra over there. We just got a cat, so that's worth showing up for.
Cat join Cthulhu.
Tuesdays. What's that?
Cat join Cthulhu.
Yeah. I hope not. My character has the cat, so we definitely hope that's not the case. So check us out, see what happens with that. We're getting close, I think, to the end of the arc, Tyler said. So you can catch up on the rest of those episodes over on YouTube. I think the next one goes up, is it Sunday or Saturday for Cthulhu?
YouTube?
For YouTube. Or no, it's the day before.
So Monday.
So Monday. That will be going up. You can catch up on the rest of those. And then check us out on Tuesday. And then you can do the same on YouTube for the rest of our episodes for Doors and Deities.
Yeah, we
I think
may
that
be.
was everything.
We may have another game coming up every other Sunday, starting sometime in the next month or so.
That's right. We're working on a.
Curse of Strahd.
Is it Curse of Strahd, technically? Okay, yeah. So Curse of Strahd, run by Joel, who is in the Call of Cthulhu game. And he does it for a living, so you can see it'll be
No
probably
pressure.
at least a little bit more professional than us over here, but we'll enjoy seeing that go up. So see you all then. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for the fun.